Hello everyone and welcome to your embodied heart opening flow. So before we get started, when people throw out the word embodiment, it can kind of scare people. So what do I mean by an embodied practice? It means to be fully present within the body, right? So I want to strip back the kind of sense of the asana being the main goal, that there's a certain perfect way to do each posture. And instead with this practice, we're going to be moving quite a lot. We're going to be dropping into the body, and instead of thinking right and wrong, just thinking about really feeling what's going on, right? So really just getting a sense of what's happening internally in the body, what movements feel good, what movements feel less than good, and maybe shying away from them. And then of course, just being connected to the breath there. So we will start off super nice and slow, just in a child's pose. So coming into a wide-legged stance, just so we can sit the hips down a little bit more. Bringing the arms out in front of you, bring the crown of the head down, and just use this kind of bowing down as an arrival. So really just let yourself sink into the floor and get a sense of the mat just really receiving you here. Letting go of anything that's happened in the day. Anything that might need to happen after, and just give yourself the gift of this class, right? To just feel, to experience, and to just express whatever needs to make its way out. So taking a few deep breaths, start to notice how the inhales and the exhales feel within you. Starting to notice maybe the deepness of the breath, and even where the breath resides. So can you draw the breath in and out from the deepest part of the belly? Taking one more big breath in. Big breath out. And then on your next inhale, I just want you to come high up on the fingertips. So keep the crown of the head on the ground. And then just imagine massaging across the front of the forehead, right? So we're just kind of increasing that awareness, that sensation across the top of the head. And as you move from side to side like this, as the fingers are up high, notice how that movement kind of just shuffles down into the shoulders. So we're releasing through one side and another, getting a little bit more space into the sides of the body. But taking one more big breath in. And then as you breathe out, place the hands on the ground. Ground through the palms, we're coming into a rolling cat and cow. So take an inhale, back of the heart towards the ceiling, coming up to all fours. And the exhale, the drop in the belly, the lift in the heart. And then as you do, push the weight onto the back of the palms to sink the seat back towards the heels. And just keep repeating this motion. The inhale, coming forward, the ripple and roll of the spine. The exhale, that opening up, the softening through the elbows to sink it down to the seat. And just keep repeating. So using these two motions as a kind of dropping into the spine, a dropping into the body. Notice how the sit bones feel, maybe the length in the sides of the body or even the shoulders. And now if it feels good to take any other action here within your cat-cow, whether you'll be moving to the left or the right as you come forward. Maybe you're making circles from left and right, or even barrel rolling into the body, right? So again, no right and wrong with this. So just taking any kind of natural movement that just feels like a dropping in, that feels like a coming home into the body. Perfect. Give me one more breath wherever you are, evening out both sides if you're working laterally. And the next time you come forward on the breath in, I want you to drop the hips and lift the heart and roll the shoulder blades back. Good. Take an inhale into the cobra. Soften the elbows. Try and release that kind of tension in the lower back. And then slowly, just give me a few head rolls from here. So dropping chin to the chest. Either just going in those small semicircles or full circles. And again, forget about what it looks like. Just notice what you're feeling. What are the sensations? What part of the neck maybe carries down in towards the upper traps and the shoulders? Taking one more breath in. And then as you breathe out, slowly soften it down. Bring the hands out wide, high up onto the fingertips, elbows go high. As you inhale, draw the shoulder blades back, activate through the back line, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, drop the right shoulder down and gaze towards the left. Perfect. So kind of like a snake, the inhale, we roll it up. We curve in every single vertebra. And the exhale, left shoulder drops in, gaze towards the right. Perfect. Give me one more on each side. And again, not thinking about what it looks like. Just what are you feeling? That sensation that's traveling, maybe across the pecs, across the collarbones. Perfect. And then the next time you come up through center, take an inhale. No tension in the upper traps. And then exhale to soften and bring it down. And then from here, just bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to bend the right foot. And then as the right foot bends up towards the ceiling, we're going to roll over towards the left-hand side. The right foot comes behind you. Now you can keep the left leg straight or bent, and we're going to push up into a baby wild thing or a rock star. And instead of just keeping into that back bend, use the exhale to soften both knees, take it towards the back of the mat. And the inhale to just push up, lengthen, maybe one big arm circle with that right arm. Perfect. And then just keep moving in between the two. So feeling that pliability, that openness of the chest, the pliability of the legs, even the sturdiness on that left palm. Good. Every time you push forward, maybe opening a little bit more. Give me one more. And the next time you push forward onto that left palm, send the gaze in between the hands, bring the right hand down, and step the right foot forward in towards your low lunge. So before you drop the left knee, look forward, lengthen. Find that length from the crown of the head towards the heel. Just notice that release in the left-hand side. And then as you exhale, drop the back knee, glide it back to what resembles a half split. So now we're going to move in between the two. Let the inhale pull you forward, trying to get that length in the left thigh, and the exhale, that slow drawing back. Perfect. Taking a few more rounds. And notice if you're just moving your hips kind of in a linear direction, can you make a kind of S shape with that hip? And notice as you're moving and grooving, maybe that right leg, just how much more kind of sensation and feedback is available to you here. Perfect. And then the next time you come forward, wherever you are, we're going to hold it in a low lunge. Any variation, so the hands can stay down. Left foot can pull in towards the glute. You can even grab the left foot if you wish. But just think about getting heavy. So not forcing, not finding tension, finding that softness. And again, just really embodying being here. Notice how the breath feels passing in and out of the chest. Notice if you can soften in areas where the stretch is not too tight. Taking one more breath in. And then as you breathe out, place the hands onto the ground. We're going to step the right knee back towards the left knee. Sink the seat back towards the heels. And then as you do, it's like we're rolling all the way back towards the heels. Right hand goes down, hips go high. Take an inhale. We find in a dancing camel. As you exhale, lower the hips. Let the left arm sweep towards the front. Left palm comes down, right arm goes high. So you can keep the hips low if you want to, or if you want to come a little bit higher in towards your camel. It's completely your call. But that's the beauty of being kind of connected in this embodied way, that you don't have to go as far as what you think or what I'm telling you. But instead, just using that body's intelligence to just know what's suitable for me today, what feels good. And I can't see you, so I'm not going to tell you off. Good. Taking one more breath wherever you are, just even out both sides. And the next time you exhale, just come into a little bit of stillness at the back of the mat. A point of reflection. Notice how the body is responding to the movement. Notice maybe the energy in the heart center. And notice if there's a little bit of a reluctance there. Can you breathe into that heart space and just soften into that vulnerability of opening up? Good. Taking one more breath in. Big breath out. And then slowly reach the arms forward, coming back in towards that child's pose. So we've got the opposite side, same little flow. And notice how if the second time round, you can take the mind out of it. So the body kind of knows where it needs to go now. So let that guide you. Now grounding through the palms, take an inhale to ripple, roll the spine forward. The exhale, the drop in the belly, the lift in the heart, the finding that cow pose. And again, just get a little bit explorative. Even if you're just shifting weight from side to side as you move forward and back. Get as expressive as you want to, and just think of it as kind of ironing out the fuzz, right? Like we've got clothes that are a little bit too tight on us, and we just want to get into these pockets of tension that have felt just a little bit worn out from the day. Perfect. And the next time you roll forward, we drop in the hips, we lift in the heart, shoulder blades roll back, find that cobra pose on an inhale. The exhale to drop everything down. Arms come out wide, elbows up towards the sky, take an inhale as if you're rolling, you're curling yourself up and away from the floor. And the exhale, the right shoulder drops down. Notice how much more space it feels this round. The inhale to rise, bring it back through center. Exhale, left shoulder comes down, that dipping in towards that left pec. One more each side. Every breath in, we're rising. Full length of the exhale, the softening towards the ground, the finding that openness. Perfect. Give me one more on the left. The exhale, drawing us to the floor. And then as you breathe in, pulling it back through center. Take a pause, pull the elbows back, chest pulling through the gates of the arms. And then exhale to soften and bring it down. Hands underneath the shoulders, left knee tucks this time. We're going to roll towards the right. So as you roll to the right hand side, let the left foot make contact first. Completely roll onto the side if this is new for you. Right knee can bend also, or you can keep it straight. And send the left arm all the way up, so that wild thing or that rock star. As you exhale, bend both knees, take it towards the back of the mat. The inhale to push forward, to lengthen, maybe that full rotation with the top arm. And the exhale to pull you back. So again, just finding that movement, that pliability. Notice how the strength of the legs enables you to push forward and take that space into the heart. Perfect. Give me one more round. And then slowly, as you bring it forward, we're squaring through the hips, the left foot steps forward. Right knee stays where it is for now, just lengthen up, push the right heel back, hips are low, belly in towards that left thigh. And then as you exhale, drop the right knee, slowly bring it all the way back, straighten the left leg. And again, beginning to move in between the two. So using that low lunge, using that half split, it's just a reference, right? We're so familiar with them now, but can we find a little bit of unknown in what we've known all this time in yoga? So whether it's a movement of the hips, the shaking of the leg, and again, just notice what the spine's doing. Can you soften your jaw? Is there something that you can do within? Is lengthening through the neck going to help assist you in any way possible? Perfect. And the next time you come forward into a low lunge, pick a variation where you can feel the release of the back thigh. Whether the foot's up, whether you're reaching back, it's completely up to you. And just taking a pause into this posture to just notice. Maybe the difference between left and right. Maybe where the tension has just snuck up into the body. Good. Taking one more breath. And then as you exhale, hands to the ground, left knee back towards the right knee, sinking the seat back towards the heels. And then this time as we roll up, we're going to come all the way up through the center. We're going to take an inhale to rise, squeeze the glutes, come to the inside skin of the knees. Hands come back behind you, find the lower back, squeeze through the glutes, just finding that camel pose, that opening of the heart space. Just for a breath, and then as you exhale slowly, bring it down, child's pose. We're going to do that once more. So not just thinking about the camel pose at the end, thinking about the journey into it. So as you pull the weight back, notice maybe the resistance in the hands as it pulls the mat towards the knees. Notice the rounding, the curvature of the spine as we reach forward. The activation of the legs as the arms come forward and up above you. And then as you exhale, notice that opening into the heart. The legs are active, glutes are turned on, and we're lifting up and out of the heart space. So think of it as a front body opening rather than a back bend.
Take one more breath in. And then as you breathe out, slowly soften. Come all the way back down. And then slowly lean off into one side and just bring the legs out in front of you. So we'll finish with a little bit of forward folding just to counteract the back bend. So instead of being active in this forward fold, I want us to be pretty passive by bending the knees. Think about hugging the heels in towards you, and as you do, notice that booty pop, right? Instead of folding with a straight spine like always, I want you to tuck the chin in towards the chest and completely roll in towards yourself. And just find that spot that feels like a release for the lower back. And just start to soften. So back bending, it's all about that heart opening, right? But our heart chakra not only opens towards the front, but here it's opening towards the back. So the front side is all about us giving our love, giving whatever's in our heart center. And the back side is all about being open to receive. So as you lay here, as you take a few more deep breaths, just visualize that back of the heart opening up. A kind of invitation for all the goodness, all the nourishment you want to receive in life. Whether it be a feeling, a wish, or even just one word. Just imagine it drawing in towards your center. Taking one more deep inhale into the belly. Exhale through the mouth. And then as you breathe in, just slowly begin to rise. We're going to journey on down into your Savasanas. So walking the hands all the way down. Sliding the feet forward. Getting a sense of every single vertebra just ironing out towards the mat. Bringing the arms out wide. Completely soften down. And this is where I'll leave you, so take as much time as you need to completely let go and to completely surrender.